For nearly a century, the Academy Awards operated as a meticulously controlled fantasy. The red carpet was a fortress of traditional glamour, and the winning films were almost always safe, sanitized prestige dramas that offended no one. In 2026, the 98th Academy Awards broke that pattern. A vampire horror film swept the major categories. Celebrities arrived wearing mall brands, and activists used the global broadcast to wage direct political protests. Hollywood gatekeeper its own weight. To remain relevant to an audience that had stopped buying into the illusion, the industry was forced to abandon its unwritten rules to survive. The catalyst was a specific procedural update. A new Academy bylaw was introduced to mathematically force members to watch all nominated films in a category before they were allowed to cast a ballot. Voters could no longer rely on expensive marketing blitzes or legacy reputations to make their decisions. The art and the artists had to stand entirely on their own merit, stripping away the superficial campaigning that had defined the Oscars for decades. Pundits initially expected Paul Thomas Anderson's action film, One Battle After Another, to easily sweep the ceremony. Instead, the runaway frontrunner was Ryan Coogler's vampire horror feature, Sinners. This chart shows the historical record for Oscar nominations by a single film. For decades, the ceiling was 14, held by Titanic and La La Land. Sinners broke that barrier with 16 nominations, proving that voters were finally taking genre filmmaking seriously. Conversely, traditional campaigning failed spectacularly this year. Timothée Chalamet spent months aggressively lobbying for a Best Actor win, only to find himself isolated by the voting body. His campaign collapsed after he tacitly endorsed a peer's aggressively pro-AI views. AI, or artificial intelligence, has become a fiercely contested labor issue among writers and actors, and the voting body swiftly penalized his stance. An actor losing out due to labor politics while a vampire movie dominates the ballot reveals a clear shift. The Academy's definition of prestige is now directly dictated by off-screen, real-world anxieties. That same disruption spilled out of the Dolby Theater and onto the step and repeat. The red carpet operates as Hollywood's secondary, highly visible battleground for status. Historically, this space was monopolized by elite European fashion houses. But this year, actor Barbie Ferreira arrived in a custom cobalt blue gown designed by Gap Studio, injecting a ubiquitous mall brand into the ultimate high fashion arena. Model and fashion expert Lauren Chan pointed out that these wardrobe choices expose a deeper layer of systemic exclusion. The industry strictly regulates who gets to wear what. The traditional fashion pipeline grants straight-sized actors access to archival pieces, generating red carpet visibility that translates into lucrative roles. Plus-sized actors are systematically locked out. This dress code operates as a weapon of economic gatekeeping, dictating who gets to be a movie star. The red carpet also evolved beyond fashion critiques, becoming a live broadcast mechanism for coordinated political protest. Attendees amplified the ICE Out campaign. ICE, or Immigration and Customs Enforcement, is the U.S. federal agency responsible for border control and deportations. Activists protesting the agency's abuses migrated their messaging directly onto the bodies of Hollywood's elite. Author Glennon Doyle carried a black clutch onto the carpet with the phrase "fuck ICE" bedazzled across the front, bypassing network censors. By treating their outfits as billboards, these attendees successfully hijacked a sanitized corporate broadcast. They forced a volatile and localized political crisis directly into the living rooms of millions of viewers worldwide. Mall brand dresses, a vampire movie securing 16 nominations, high-profile actors facing labor backlashes, and bedazzled protest pins all on the exact same night. These anomalies form a unified rejection of the old Hollywood gatekeeping apparatus. The tight control the Academy once held over its image finally gave way. The ceremony can no longer function as a pure escapist fantasy. To maintain any cultural relevance, the broadcast has to operate as a live, real-time mirror of modern cultural, technological, and political anxieties. For a century, the Academy dictated what the culture should value. In 2026, the culture finally forced the Academy to reflect the world as it actually is.